Hi guys, welcome to my vlog. If you are a pageant fan, then you must know that the Miss Universe fever is already on. And so I thought, why not vlog and share with you my top 20 semi-finalists predictions for this year's pageant. And then let's see after the pageant whether I got them right or I'm way, way wrong. Alright? Story time, I started watching Miss Universe back in 1994 when it was held here in the Philippines. I remember it was all over the news and the candidates were guesting in almost all TV shows in our country. But a group of candidates actually went to my hometown because they had an activity in a beach resort there, and I remember really going to the town plaza just to see the candidates in person. And there I was mesmerized by their beauty, and I remember rooting really hard for Australia to get in. Unfortunately, she wasn't a semi-finalist that year, but she eventually had a career in the showbiz industry here in the Philippines. So she became famous in our country. And then the next Miss Universe I watched was in 1999 when our representative here in the Philippines, Miriam Kiambao, won first runner-up. I vividly remember watching it with my sister, and we were like really cheering so hard for Miriam to win, and we got so heartbroken when she lost. But a year later, I was able to work with her in the morning show of a local network here in the Philippines because I interned there. Last year, when we had a shoot for a series I did for a streaming platform here, I was able to take a picture with her because she already is based in Boracay Island here in the Philippines, and that's where we shot for the series. So anyway, the 2000s came and I was already working, and I had this workmate. His name is Henry, and right now he's the head of Star Creatives. They're the ones who produced currently Can't Buy Me Love. But anyway, Henry is a big pageant fan, and he used to treat me to the national pageants, and so that's when I already started religiously watching beauty pageants, especially Miss Universe. In fact, for almost 10 years now, Henry and our other friends have this prediction game every Miss Universe season wherein we placed our bets on certain candidates, and whoever loses the game gets to treat everyone to a fancy dinner. And so this year, per tradition, we're going to have our prediction game again. And so I thought, why not share with you also my predictions in our prediction game? And let's see this Sunday. Let's watch the pageant this Sunday, and feel free to laugh at me if I suck at my predictions. But at least I get to share them with you. And if you have violent reactions or if you agree, feel free to comment down below. Let's start with my predictions, and I'm doing them in random order. Alright, so my first predicted semi-finalist is Thailand. Okay, I know some of you are underwhelmed with her preliminary performance, but we cannot deny that she is Miss Supranational 2019. And at the same time, she has the support of the Thai community. And you cannot really, decline the face card. She is naturally beautiful. Alright, so my first predicted semifinalist is Thailand. Another candidate who I predict will be part of the top 20 is Australia. She really blew my mind when I watched her during the prelims. In fact, she could be the next Miss Universe. It's been some time since we have a blonde Miss Universe. I know she has some controversy back in her home country because of the bankruptcy issues of her parents, which is, obviously familiar with the Miss Universe organization. But she just really performed well during the preliminary competition. I cannot not have Australia in my top 20. My third pick for the top 20, still in random order, is Puerto Rico. For me, Puerto Rico is the most polished and prepared contestant of this batch. She is just too perfect. Even too perfect to a fault. But you know what? You gotta hand it to her, and I'm rewarding her with my top 20 predicted placement. My number 4 predicted semi-finalist is, surprise, surprise, Cameroon. Yeah. Okay. I just really find her beautiful. I know she's not on the slender and slim side, but you know, we are already embracing diversity and all kinds of body figures, and she walked and slayed during the prelims. Now I know her sash is not popular, but I wanna gamble on her the same way that I gambled on Jamaica back in 2017 because story time or trivia time, in our prediction game, the one I told you about earlier, I was the only one who predicted Jamaica in 2017 to enter the semifinals. And so I have a very strong hunch that Cameroon will do the same or will also get in the top 20 this year despite her lack of strong sash. My next predicted semifinalist for this year's Miss Universe is, not a surprise, Nicaragua. Have you seen her performance during the preliminary competition? Like, for me, if the prelims was the finale, she would run away, win the title of Miss Universe. But of course, we all know the others have something up their sleeves during the finals night. So for now, Miss Nicaragua, you're in my top 20. My number 6 predicted semifinalist for this year's Miss Universe is the candidate from the host country, El Salvador. Of course, we all know that, host country candidates usually have an advantage, but I think Miss El Salvador earned her slot in the top 20. She gave a performance that's not expected usually of a Miss El Salvador, and probably it's because she's also hyped up by the crowd, but yes, I predict her to be part of the top 20. My 7th semifinalist, and again this is in random order, is India, right? India is really just so charming, even in her social media presence. She looks so charismatic, she looks so approachable, friendly, and bubbly. It translated into her stage performance, and so you can say she is a consistent candidate. I think she is going to be part of the top 20. My 8th predicted semifinalist for this year's Miss Universe is a surprise again because I don't usually see her name or her country in the favorites list, but I see her. I saw her during prelims, and she did an excellent job in her walk. She was so classy. She was just really outstanding, and she should be in the top 20, and that is Namibia. My ninth predicted semifinalist is, of course, a sentimental favorite, and she's no other than the Philippines. We saw her hard work, we saw how much she improved from her national competition to the Miss Universe stage, and we saw how hands-on she is in her creative direction for this year's pageant, and I just feel like that should be rewarded. And whether she's from my country or not, I believe she's also one of the outstanding performances during prelims. And so for that, go Michelle D. You're part of my top 20. For my 10th semifinalist, of course, another powerhouse country, Venezuela. Okay, she might not be the most facially beautiful among the bunch, but girl, she is prepared. I saw her actually back when she competed in Miss Earth 2018, and I really thought she's going to be part of the top 4 then, but I know she fainted and couldn't go on with the competition, so this could be her redemption. So she's part of my top 20. Before we proceed with my next predicted 10 semifinalists, you might be wondering what's my basis for my predictions. Basically, I base them on their prelims performance and their social media presence. And the latter basis is obviously subjective because, it's based on my algorithm. But, from there I can sense or can see already which candidate is being talked about or which candidate is a possible dark horse. So, yeah, I hope I'm right with these predictions. So let's move on to my 11th predicted semifinalist, and she is no other than France or France. So yeah, we were let down by her prelims performance. We expected so much from her because we saw her in her national competition and she was that good, but where was that during prelims? But again, you cannot decline the face card, so I'm putting her there. I'm betting on her to still be part of the top 20. 12th on my semi-finalist prediction list is again another candidate whose performance I feel was a bit underwhelming during prelims. But I saw her in Miss Earth 2018 live, and with her performance there and her being a veteran of the pageant, and also with the rumor that, Mexico is going to host next year's Miss Universe pageant, I don't see any possibility that she is not part of the top 20. So yeah, go Mexico, redeem yourself in the finale. My 13th semifinalist prediction is South Africa. Actually, I prefer South Africa when she has lighter makeup. Like, I saw her Voice of Change video. She was really beautiful there. So, I hope she can do something about that during the finale because, with many diverse and, physically beautiful contestants, she should stand out first before reaching that interview portion where I'm sure she will ace. Okay, so we just had the usual suspects in my semifinalist prediction. So let's throw in a wild card, and I predict Angola to be part of the top 20 semifinalists for this year's Miss Universe 2023. Honestly, she was like, in terms of prelims, I was like 50-50. Like, I thought she could just be outside the top 20. But after she became a finalist for the Voice of Change, then, I think she could also well ace that interview enough for her to enter the top 20. And so I'm placing Angola as one of the 20 semifinalists. My 15th predicted semifinalist actually reminds me of Miss Universe 2016, Iris, only of Asian descent, and she's no other than Singapore. Like, again, I noticed her during prelims. She had a decent performance, but like Angola, I was also 50-50 whether they would, whether I would place her to be part of the top 20 semifinalists. But then she was part of the Voice of Change finalists. And so, basing on that, she could have excelled in her interview. So, yeah, let's see. I'm predicting Singapore to be part of the top 20. We're now down to our last 5 predictions, and my 16th predicted semifinalist would be the first mother contestant to be included in the top 20. And I know both mothers are very popular with the crowd during prelims, but I'm placing my bet on the powerhouse Colombia. Aside from giving us a very good swimsuit performance during the prelims, I saw her interviews on social media, and surprisingly, she's very charismatic, very charming, and I think the judges will see that during the interviews. My next predicted semi-finalist, will it be a back-to-back? USA. Now, I know she might have faded in the background in terms of, social media presence or behind-the-scenes activities, but she performed during prelims, and that is what's most important. And so, I'm rewarding her with a top 20 spot. My 18th predicted semifinalist is another Latina, but she's not one of the favorites actually in the, predictions list of the pageant experts. But I don't know, it could be because this other favorite underperformed and was so underwhelming, and she was the one who followed that certain candidate, and she was the one who I noticed more than the heavy favorite. I'm talking about Ecuador, guys. And of course, I'm talking about the huge favorite that, I'm sorry, underwhelmed me during prelims, Dominican Republic. So the fact that I noticed Ecuador more than the beautiful Dominican Republic during prelims, that means she must be doing something right. And so I'm putting Ecuador in my top 20 predictions. We're now down to our last two predictions. Okay, so this 19th predicted semifinalist, I already saw her in person because she trained here in the Philippines and she attended this premiere night. In fact, if you are a subscriber of my channel, go to the premiere night vlog of 5 breakups and a romance. She is there in the red carpet together with two other candidates. And basically, I thought she couldn't get in, but I saw how the crowd supported her. And at the same time, her gown was divine. And so, yep, I'm placing Pakistan as one of the top 20 semifinalists. Finally, we reached the end of my predictions. Who could be my top 20 semifinalists? Okay, so I'll base this on the crowd reaction during the prelims. I honestly did not expect that after, reading a lot of bashing towards a certain former Miss Universe when she gained weight. But, times are changing. Right now, body positivity is embraced. And so, I'm putting Nepal to be part of the top 20 semifinalists for this year's Miss Universe. So that's it. That's my predicted top 20 semifinalists for Miss Universe 2023. Do you agree or do you not agree? Do you have favorites whom I did not include? Please feel free to share down below your comments, your opinions, and your disagreements to my predictions. And on Sunday, I will try to cover and vlog again the pageant finale and see if my predictions were right, and also, give a bit of my opinion on the pageant. And yeah, let's predict who's going to enter the top 10 as the show progresses. So watch out for that vlog. In the meantime, thank you for watching this vlog. Let me know if you like me to post more pageant related content. But for now, bye bye.